This is my ace in the hole, the world's greatest entrepreneur and investor of all time. If you don't know, you're going to know now. So, for those of you that have been following us, you don't know it yet, but this is the collaboration that the world needs. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mike James. For those of you who don't know, it's at Who is Mike James, Instagram, Facebook, on all platforms. I'm the founder of Fourth Eye Visions, which is a business that I started to get ahead of the fourth industrial revolution and this digital transfer that we are going through. I typically make my content about the fourth industrial revolution, Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum, Bitcoin, and digital assets and crypto because I made a lot of money investing in cryptocurrency and I was in the right place at the right time, and it's not too late for you. Thomas.
My name's Thomas Owens. You can find me at Thomas_Owens 321 on all platforms. I started real estate 20 years ago. I've been in it ever since. I've done everything from investing to I'm a broker to buying and keeping to fixing and flipping to bird deals. So I have a platform online that I teach thousands of people how to do this, and we're teaming up to just bring y'all something special every episode so you could just start thinking about your financial career, your financial future. So I'm very excited, and we got so much to give them.
We got a lot to give you. And as always, when we want to give you value, we're going to announce the name of this podcast that we're going to film every week. And it's called Earning Interest because we want to earn your interest, but we also want your pockets to earn interest as well. Because instead of doom scrolling, you should be watching something that's giving something back to you instead of just entertaining you. But we're going to do both right now. So the reason why this partnership is beautiful is because those of you who follow that deep shift content that I did, I talk about the greatest wealth transfer of all time. And no matter what, no matter how digital the world gets, we will always need real estate. God made dirt and it's always going to be valuable. And not only is this partnership going to be the combination of what I know about the digital transformation, but you're going to leverage the 24 years in real estate that he has. And he also was my mentor who taught me how to invest in real estate. And right now on this first episode, we're going to help you guys get started. So before we get into it, I want to tell you guys why you need to listen to this podcast right now and everything that we're going to get into. We're right now experiencing the greatest wealth transfer of all time. I made tons of videos about cryptocurrency. I'm not going to get too detailed into it before, but if you follow both of us along, you're going to get all the value that you need. The greatest wealth transfer is you hear all the news about what's the trouble with real estate, people losing jobs, right? The people of Gary, Indiana without power, and you see all these catastrophes all the time. We are going through a situation where the economy goes through booms and bust cycles is what it's called. There's a time where the money is plentiful and there's a time where it's going to get scarce. But the time that you need to position yourself is right now. So I don't want to get in too far into it. And then I want to talk about why digital and real estate is a big deal. Like the way the economy is going right now, we all been through the pandemic. And the pandemic had people working remotely. Interest rates were extremely low. And now you know that the interest rates are a bit higher and the prices of those houses are pretty high. Wouldn't you say the same thing, Thomas?
As of right now, if you're poor, it's really bad because it's really high. If you're rich, it's really good because it's really high. And we're going to break that down too.
And the way we're going to break that down, we are not doom and gloomers. No matter what, we both come from a background that isn't just all roses. And this isn't some sob story to get you to like us. It's the truth, is that we got it from the ground up. And it's easy to get caught into the drama on social media, but realistically, no matter what you see online, the bills are going to come no matter what. And you need to focus on that and separate and trying to pick a team. You need to focus on your home team, your family, and the people who are close to you. And you got to get the bag. And there's opportunities for that if you pay attention to people who aren't just trying to scare you all the time. But we're also probably the coolest cats you've never met in your entire life. So obviously, we're going to talk about whatever we want as well.
Big fact. That's a big fact.
So, and for that, like, before we get into it, let's give you guys some entertainment. Thomas was talking about the other day about the Cleveland Browns, I think he plays for, right? And then it was Shedeur Sanders. And he's a D1 college basketball player. I had D1 scholarships. I went the academic route, but still, I still love sports. And so we're going to talk about sports. And I want to talk about the Shedeur Sanders thing because I didn't know. He was telling me some stuff, and I don't really know what it was about.
So with the Shedeur Sanders thing, technically, a lot of people are just very upset. This kid seemed like a great kid. He went to college. By the way, he has a very rich, successful dad in Deion Sanders. So he's always got the attention that he needed, and he always lived up to it. He had a very successful high school career, college career. He was projected to be top number 1, 2, 3 draft NFL, and he dropped to the 5th round. So a lot of controversy there. But even last year, being a rookie, did not get the time that people thought he should have got. And when he stepped in, people thought he did fairly well. This year, there's no real quarterback that should be ahead of him, so everybody was excited. He had one quarterback that's a senior quarterback, but has been injury prone forever. And so everybody is pretty excited about him starting and playing. And so, to make a long story short, a lot of people online, they're complaining, they're screaming racism, they're screaming everything they can come up with. But this is my angle. The Cleveland Browns have decided not to start Shedeur Sanders. I don't like it either, but I feel that it's more of a money positioning power. So in my mind, when you look at the Tom Brady's, when you look at the other great quarterbacks, they really sit the bench 3 to 5 years, right? Even Steve Young behind Joe Montana, he sat more than 3 to 5 years, and he still became Steve Young, the legend that we know. So I think from an organization standpoint, Mike, I think one, they want to give him more time to get reps in and get used to the speed of the NFL. They see a lot in him. And in his particular case, they're already monetizing his jersey. His jersey sold 17 million. I think it was like the 3rd highest jersey sale. And he's a rookie that doesn't even start. So from a position and a financial situation, I think the Cleveland Browns are doing just great. Sit him on the bench. Let Deshaun go out there. Whether Deshaun do good or bad, we're just getting Shedeur is just getting more reps. He's getting better, and they're still making the money off of him. So when his time comes, this organization is going to look like they're geniuses.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Bronny. Like a lot of people, the controversy was whether he deserved to be there or not. And one of the things that I have an unpopular opinion is that I believe that African American has the right to nepotism in any way that you see it, and that may trigger somebody who's not African American, but it's always going to be opportunities for everyone. Like I'm not mad at anybody who has an opportunity, right? And I also want to acknowledge that people need to understand when it comes to sports, and it's something, an analogy that I come up with is that everything in life is business, right? Whether it's relationships or anything else. And it's hard to get emotional because you know you're passionate and you care about this thing because Deion Sanders is a great man. He's a great father, which is something that stereotypes will say you that there isn't any strong black fathers, but you're actually looking at 2 of them right here also. But it's also just like you have to understand we also are friends with a couple of guys who played in the NFL, who played NFL at a high level. And it's a business at the end of the day. You may have seen like Odell, you seen the video with OBJ where he was talking about like it's crazy when you hear it, right? When I say this, it's going to sound crazy when you hear it, where he was like $100 million isn't a lot of money at the end of the day. And the reason why this is important is because a lot of people don't know the back end of just payroll. And like you guys also got to understand that each team is in different states and every states have different taxes. So when you get that paycheck, and OBJ was saying that after he got his check, he had to take care of his family. You know, everybody wants to get their mom's house, which is right. And then I get it. And on the internet, everybody's a financial advisor. We are not financial advisors, by the way. But what we're saying is we all experience either having money or what to do when you come into it. And then we've all blown some money. You've ever blown some money?
I've blown a lot of money.
So
I might be still blowing money, Mike.
And so we all blow money and you live and you learn, right? So I think that what he was saying about Shedeur Sanders and the business side of it is that you look at like what happened to RG3 when he ruined his career playing too much when he should have been taken out and things like that. And you get hype and you want to see, but realistically, ain't nobody No offense, Cleveland, but I don't think really, other than people inside Cleveland, 17 million for a jersey, that's good business. And if you're making that money without him starting,
yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
and like so then and that was that. So there was something else that we wanted to get into. I can't remember what it was. You remember?
No. Let's keep it moving. We gave him a little taste of that, and we do want to think about that, and we want you to comment, or we want you to inbox us. We want you to join our community so we can keep these conversations going. Because again, I think the world, this is a gladiator world, and when I say a gladiator world, we're made to be distracted. And so if we are going to be distracted with football or with media or with famous people, let's look deeper so we can figure out like what's the takeaway for us. Because while being distracted, somebody's making a lot of money. If we understand how the distraction work, I believe we can extract a couple dollars ourselves out of it.
And extracting a couple dollars is actually what I want to talk about. That's going to lead into it, right? So now I'm going to talk about the crypto stuff briefly, and then what I'm going to do is talk about why it's important that me and Thomas are in here together, right? So Bitcoin is something that I'm extremely passionate about. For those of you who don't know what Bitcoin is, I'm going to just give you it to a very digestible way. All it is a digital network that people can send money to. It's no different than Cash App or the Swift network or anything else. We're getting more digital, not less. And so it's a way that you can send value across the internet. The value of Bitcoin is that you don't need anyone's permission. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can be in Africa, you could be in Russia, you could be anywhere in the world, and not many people ever wired money before. That's actually something that a lot of people don't have experience with, but wiring money comes with a lot of fees, and it's not as fast as you imagine it would happen. So the reason why this is important, the reason why I want to connect the dots between me and Thomas here, is that the opportunity in investing in cryptocurrency is that if you understand the rails that's on, right? Like one of the projects that I'm big on is this one called Propy. It's an AI and blockchain-based title and escrow company. And one of the things that I know that I learned from working with Thomas is that the ownership of real estate is actually the building and the dirt that you have. The ownership is in the contract, that when you sign your name, that's the thing that decides. Like anybody can come here. That's why squatters have rights in certain places, is because the contract, the devil's in the details. So you can digitize that. And so when you hear me say digital, is everything's going to be digital. People use DocuSign now instead of having to meet in person and sign contracts. That's a digital transition that you're going through. So many of you don't realize that you're doing it, and I don't want to get too in depth with it. But the reason why you need to understand that is Coinbase just announced using Bitcoin-backed mortgage loans. Now, this is important because Bitcoin is one of the most accessible assets that you can buy. And now, especially for somebody of a different culture or color, and you believe that maybe mortgage lending may be some kind of systemic way that it may be biased, cryptocurrency gives opportunity to those who feel like they don't have the opportunity as well. And that's really one of the reasons why there's a lot of pushback for it, because a lot of people don't even understand that, right? So if you're somebody who's trying to get a mortgage, right, and you don't have the debt to income ratio, for lack of a better word, is just that how you got to have 2 years of income proven, and then you got to see how much debt you have comparison on how much the loan's going to be. I don't want to get too far in depth, but the reason why it's important to see that is that now for collateral, you can just go into Cash App and buy some Bitcoin and then walk into a mortgage company and use your Bitcoin as collateral.
Wow.
And then so the reason why that's important is that now that you have the loan, now you got to buy the home. And this is where there's opportunity in this real estate market with foreclosures, right? If you're somebody who's short on cash, he taught me the skill of wholesale and real estate. That is really important that you need to understand. I know you've probably seen it on the internet, but all it is that you're buying someone's property who is in some way distressed. And distress, not just ugly. Distress could be you can't afford your property taxes and your insurance, right? Like, what's all the ways that people can be in distress?
It can be from your municipality. It could just be debris in the yard that you haven't cleared out for years. It could be falling over trees. It could be the garage door is violating code, the city code. it could be just a number of things that's not even, all of them don't even have to be your fault. And what I mean is, you have a 80-year-old lady in there. She can't go pick up all the debris that has stacked up over the years. She probably can't afford it. She probably has anxiety issues talking to you. You got different people that's going through medical issues that make them not talk to people, make them stay in the house more, but they're still going to be penalized, and that house is still going to be taken away. And so there's a lot of opportunity to not only get out there, because again, let's back to the 80, 90-year-old lady. Should she be staying in a 4-bedroom house that's really big with a big yard? Maybe, but most people downgrade at that age. And so you coming along, if she has some type of medical reason she's not interacting and getting the help she needs, you can assist her. She can get in a position she needs to be in, and you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, and not only can you make a lot of money, I'm gonna give you a little bit of the background of how I got started investing in real estate with him. I was working at Sam's Club. He he was getting a battery. And I see his videos on, and then like fair enough, because people, you think that people have opportunity, but everybody's blessed, right? I played basketball with him. We played AAU basketball together. So when he came in, I was like, yo, I've seen your videos and I was interested in getting involved in real estate. And I'm going to tell you something that everybody needs to understand. You're all special. You all have talent and you all have gifts. We all have one life to live and we all have the same opportunities, right? You have to get comfortable with being told no. And then it was something that I built a strong relationship with, that like, because when he started telling me about wholesaling real estate, all you have to do is, once you find the old lady in the yard with the distressed property, you use public information, right? The same when you're getting potential spam calls and those data brokers are calling you and you see the ads on your Facebook, the same information that those people have is available to contact somebody who may be in trouble. If you're somebody who wants to help someone, right? And there's many people who do not understand, like, in information, ignorance is a choice, is what I'm saying here. Is that there's some people who don't understand that you think you're taking advantage of someone, right? But a lot of people have already been taken advantage of by the bank. A lot of people, and it's controversy. Should I say
Yeah.
something
Oh yeah. Let's
controversial?
go.
All
Let's
right.
go. That's
So
what this is about.
one of the things that is one of the wildest things ever to me is one of the biggest financial decisions of people's life is buying a home. And you're typically getting talked into the deal with a real estate agent who was a bartender 3 weeks ago, right? And I'm not knocking real estate agents or anything like that, because I believe in capitalism and everybody can make money, right? And what I'm saying is because of that, and this isn't hate, I'm showing you opportunity. Because people are getting talked into something that they may not be able to afford, even though they have the home. If you foreclose on your home, it messes up your credit. You spent tons of money probably revamping the house, landscaping, and things like that. So when you look at, you're helping someone with foreclosure because there's an opportunity there, right? You either have to assume someone else's mortgage. What's that called? Subject to?
Subject to.
Yeah, so subject to, and there's different strategies. And don't worry, if you hit the subscribe button and you follow us and you listen to what all of these details and you let us know in the comments if you want us to break and dive something deeper, please let us know, because we need help to make content that earns your interest, right? So, but you could be subject to. But the idea that you're just buying a home, that not everybody, the controversial thing is like owning versus renting. Personal finance is personal to the person, right? Thomas could make $150,000 a month. I could make $60,000 a month, right? That's two different tax brackets in itself. So what he considers broke is not the same thing what I consider broke. Somebody can make $30,000 a year. And what they consider broke in reality is someone making $30,000 that you can't survive off that. And you possibly need to learn how to wholesale real estate 100%. And like when he says no money, I want to clarify something that a lot of people online don't clarify or understand. You're going to need money. It's not like $0, but you can, if you have ambition and hustle, you can do it with zero money. Now, that comes with compromises, because if you have zero money and you come with money, you shouldn't be expecting 100% of the deal. It's just because that's the cost of having no money. Is that you put in the equity, the sweat equity to give to somebody to carry it across the finish line for you, right? And then that way you'll be able to make some money. And so the reason why this is important is because one of the things that Thomas and I are both very passionate about is in this digital era, the internet is the best place for people to make money. If you're a dancer, I don't care what your sister, your auntie, and your uncle say. If you can dance and you got your own swag, get on TikTok and start doing dancing trends,
Wow.
right? If you are somebody who you like to write and you like to tutor people, right? The young lady yesterday was saying that she likes to tutor and educate people. Pick up your camera and then make videos teaching kids math. Just simple as that. And what that will give you, because here's the reason why I'm saying this. One of my passions, my current passion is real estate and business. Like buying businesses is the thing I want. I made my money investing in cryptocurrency. So I talk about the reasons why how I saw those opportunities investing in cryptocurrency. But now that I have money to invest, I understand that real estate is the best investment class that there is because there's always people. And I want you guys to understand that I started with zero knowledge in this. And now I see opportunity everywhere I go. And what's one of the craziest real estate deals you've ever gotten?
Oh, it's just so many. It's been 20 years now, but I just remember that a church gave me a call and they were like, "Hey, Thomas, everybody refers you. We know you buy properties. We have one of our members are losing, but there's a problem. We'd like for you to come out and see it." I set up a time. I got out there. When I went in the house, literally from the front door to the back door to every single room, there was a mountain full of books. And now people may think a mountain full of books may come up to your knees. No, these mountain full of books came up to the ceiling. Like they were neatly organized all the way up to the ceiling, every room. And so their member, she had a hoarding it's a disease. I mean, I didn't know anything about hoarding at the time, but it's a disease. And so um, we talked to the church, we talked to her. She did not want to move her books. She knew she needed to sell the house. She knew she was losing it. She had very good conversations with us. She thought that we was nice guys. She just continued to delay the book moving. We got back with the church. They agreed to take her out that day for a few hours. They had a church event. They were going to take her to dinner. At that time, we were supposed to get garbage cans and throw these old books away. Big mistake, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake. We did move the books. We did throw them in a trash can. Big problem happened. The trash removal, big dumpster, by the way, they didn't come get the dumpster that day. They couldn't come the same day. She came back home. She jumped right into the trash can. She's crying. She's hysterical. She ended up in the ER that night. Long story short, we were able to help her, but it was a pretty bad situation. Now, is that the craziest story? No, but we're just getting warmed up. So that was one of the good ones.
And I just had a good question to ask you. This is for you all here. I'm going to give you numbers of how much money I have, and I want you to tell me what would you do to get the best way to get your first deal in real estate. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I have $500.
500. That's a great number because what I would do is I would put on my tennis shoes on. I would get my beach cruiser. I would go riding through your local neighborhood. You don't even need to go outside of your local neighborhood. I would ride every single street. I used to say a notepad, but just take your phone, go download HomeSnap, ride that neighborhood. You see an ugly house. You see anything that just looks out of place or not right, high grass, mailbox falling over, bad roof, broken windows, anything. I'll take a picture. HomeStap is going to allow you to save that home, and it's going to give you some basic information about the home history and the owner. All right. When you get home, hopefully you probably have 20, but let's just say you had 10 homes. At that point, you take those addresses, you find the owner, you go out to True People Search, you find the owner's phone number, you give them a call and let them know, hey, listen, I see the house, it's not looking good. I would like to buy the home. Okay. After a certain amount of calls, you're going to get people that agree. Okay. You're going to need to know how to make an offer on the home, which is that's part of the course. That's part of learning what you need to learn to do this. But you just make an offer. It's a 1-page contract. You have them sign the contract for you to buy the house. Back to the $500. You have to put down, at least in the state of Florida, you have to put down some type of monetary means in order to make that contract valid. So those $500 will secure that contract. When I say secure that contract, that means that homeowner has to sell the house to you. That contract, because of those $500 down, in essence, is a lien against that home. And so now you're not going to actually close because you only got $500. You're going to sell that contract to somebody else. Very legal, very binding, very serious thing. And you're going to make a lot of money. You literally can make from $2,500 to around $70,000 each contract, and that's just in a basic market. If you was in a market like Miami or New York or LA, these numbers may go up to $200,000, and even higher in some cases.
And you see, and now I'm gonna summarize that. Because the point is, this is us giving you value here. He was saying that sweat equity first. You find the property, right? You find the lead, right? You can use social media or anything else like that. Then the $500 is for you to take to the title and escrow company to put an earnest deposit in. So the contract that you're signing, the 1-page contract, where could they get the 1-page contract from?
Guys, inboxes. There's a lot of contracts online, but you probably, if you're new to this, you're not going to know what needs to be in it, what needs to be out of it. So just contact us or contact any mentor that you believe in, that you think can really give you the investment game. And when I say investment game, I mean from A to Z, from wholesaling to fixing and flipping to bird deals. You need to know it all if you're going to be good.
Yeah. And then now, speaking of mentorship, I got $10,000. How should I get my deal if I have 10 grand?
Guys, just to kind of not drag this out, I think you should start out the exact same way each time. What we do is throughout the process, when it's time to make the money, that is basically, you have to decide how you're going to close the deal. So the difference between the 500 and the 10,000 may involve some ownership of that property. And again, we're just going to reserve answering that question in entirety for another episode. But whether it's 5 or 10, I think until you get to 100,000, you probably need to start out the exact same way. And even if you had $100,000, how you start is always the same.
Okay, so
finding a distressed property. And that can be done on your beach cruiser. That can be done on the internet. So right now, it's just too many tools to make this type of money.
Yeah, and then the more money you have, the more lucrative the deal could be, right? So you can be someone, like, don't just think wholesaling real estate is for people who just need to do real estate with no money. Like the whole concept of investing is buy low, sell high. Like, it doesn't matter what asset class you're in. You want to buy something at a good price. And my attraction to wholesaling, and from what I understood about investing, is the way to get a home at the best price is through wholesaling real estate. Because, right, wholesaling is you can wholesale anything. You drop shipping, you're wholesaling. You're wholesaling retail products, and then it doesn't matter what it is, right?
Well, that was powerful, man. You think they understand? Think they got it?
I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments below if you think you understand it. If there's anything that you think that we should talk about specifically, do you want more? Because we're absolutely hilarious. Like, I think eventually this is going to lead to, like, we're going to go to tour with Drewski and stuff because we're hilarious, you know. So the options is the sky is the what is it? The sky is the ceiling. Is that what Jordan said?
I like that.
No, the ceiling is the roof, is what he said.
Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah. So anyhow, you let us know what you want, but realistically, I want to leave you with some actionable things to do, right? So if you're somebody who wants to get started invested in cryptocurrency, right? You can easily, like, I'm gonna tell you what somebody will probably tell you. You can start by reading a bunch of books. You can start by watching a bunch of YouTube videos and getting a ton of different opinions, right? Doesn't matter who you're listening to. When you come to try to learn something, this is what the power of being in a community is, right? And you need to have a person who's consistently talking about the same thing and making it digestible for you in a specific way. So one, you can either follow me or you can join my private community that I have right now, the Visionary Village Academy. And you only pay a one-time price. You get lifetime access right now for the first 20 members. And then also we have a community if you want to learn wholesale and real estate. See, right now, if you get into any of our products and services, once we put together the combination of both of us putting it together, you would be grandfathered into accessing that now. So if you have any interest into learning about real estate or investing, or more importantly, we're going to close with telling you about online entrepreneurship, because many of you should be making some money. And then tell them about your growth on social media.
Guys, I hate social media. I hated it, probably still hate it, but just decided to be very consistent and went from 600 followers to about 60,000. Mike has had the exact same explosion.
I had like 50 followers,
yes,
and then went to 40,000.
Yes, just by being consistent. So we just want to leave you with that. Whatever you choose, be consistent. Surround yourself with like-minded people that are extreme about talking about a particular subject, and you'll be successful. And I just personally want to thank y'all for watching. And hey, the next episode is probably coming up